I think it's a combination of now we have the compute and the storage capabilities and the data sharing capabilities and the model training capabilities that we didn't have before. So genetic testing, genetic biomarkers are becoming much more relevant. But at the same time, all of that compute, all of that data collection, all of the sophisticated devices that we're walking around with, whether that's smartwatches or smartphones or IoT scales or, all of these kind of things is just throwing more and more data out into the environment. And from that, we can use sophisticated models to create these digital biomarkers that really makes tailor-making somebody's healthcare journey much easier and much more effective.
Do we find that building these sophisticated models on now a lot of different data points and a lot of different types of data points begins to relieve some of the pressure that we face where, if you have patients going through things like a clinical trial and they're not adhering to the protocol 100%, can we start supplementing that with, okay, here's the information we do have, and now we can start to relate and fill in the gaps that maybe we're not getting the information from the patient. Maybe they're not filling out their journal, coming in for the episodic measurements, but we have enough to make decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. So the models can be structured in such a way that they can calculate scores and can be flexible enough so that these scores can be calculated even if there's missing variables in the input. The power and the strength of the output is obviously higher the more relevant data goes in and the cleaner the data that goes in, but they can be dynamic enough so that you don't necessarily need all of the inputs to calculate a score. Beyond that, there are so many different methods of making participation in things like trials much more convenient, much more accessible to the patient, so that drop-off rates decrease. If you are, for example, just passively monitoring heart rate and heart rate variability using your smartwatch, there is no additional effort for the patient. So you're just collecting that data in the background. They don't need to present to a clinic. The idea here is this is something that patients don't need to actively engage with. It's no longer subjective. These are objective measurements. So it's not self-reported, but you're actually getting real quantitative results in real time. And these are continuously measured. So as opposed to episodically measured, which can be problematic for multiple reasons,